Okay. Next, we're just quickly going to touch on DNS. I'm not going to go into it extensively about the zone servers and stuff like that. I'm just going to basically explain the basics of it. DNS stands for Domain Name Service. The whole point of DNS is you give it a domain. The domain is something like google.com, google.ca.
Cache is a cache.com.
Yes, cache.com, tss.com, whatever, a domain. You can also do subdomains like www.google.com. So you give it a string like that, you give it a domain, and it returns you an IP address. That's it. Pretty straightforward. That's a DNS server. So that's the whole point of DNS. Because we don't want to sit and remember IP addresses. If you want to go to a website, you don't want to type in an IP address. You're just going to say facebook.com or youtube.com. Okay, so that's what DNS servers are for. It sort of helps you to not have to remember IP addresses. So when you go to your browser, you type in facebook.com, then actually what it does is it first takes that string, facebook.com, and sends it to a DNS server. So the server is usually out on the internet somewhere, and it basically has a whole list of domain names and IP addresses. Obviously this could be a huge list.
Oh, that's awesome.
There is a bit of an infrastructure behind it. Every DNS server doesn't have all the entries. It caches it, it's actually hosted in the original location where it then finds it, but I'm not going to go deep into that. All you have to know is that your PC has got a IP address that's basically stored in the operating system that helps with DNS lookups to translate these DNS addresses into IP addresses. Obviously you can configure it a lot of ways. If you own a domain, let's say you own a domain test.com, or let's say you own google.com, you can actually make a subdomain app.google.com. You actually give it an IP address. You can have a www.google.com and you give it an IP address. You can even use wildcards. So you can say #google.com, meaning anything.google.com. You give that an IP address. You can also attach multiple IP addresses to one domain so that there's load balancing between these. So that when somebody connects there, it will return them one of the IP addresses. It's not necessarily all of them. So you can do load balancing like that. It's a little bit complicated if you do load balancing like that because if it goes to different web servers, then you have to keep track of the session. You need to do session sharing because the guy is going to send a cookie to one server that actually was generated on another server. So yeah, you just need to keep track of that. And then obviously your raw domain is usually just on google.com, which is no subdomains. A very important thing. Actually, a lot of people mess this up, and you won't believe how many. McDonald's messed it up. McDonald's. But they fixed it at least. But yeah, there's big companies that messes this up. Your base domain must also point to your www domain, always. I don't care who what says. A lot of people say, no, but it's actually not a website. The problem is people are stupid. People don't know they should type www. So they just go in and type McDonald's.com. And then the page doesn't work, it just says this page is not available. So always remember to set up your raw domain and make it point to the same IP as this one, or make it point to an IP that just redirects it to that. But technically, if you go to your raw domain, it must load your actual page. And you'll be surprised how many companies mess that up. Okay. So yeah, that's basically DNS. Usually your ISP will give your router, your ADSL router, or if you have any other router configurations, and give an IP address and a DNS server and gateways and stuff like that. The DNS server is sent to your router, so then your router knows how to do DNS lookups. So most of the times when you configure your PC on your network, you can just set up your PC to use your router as a DNS server. Your router will just cache some of these DNS requests. If it doesn't know, it will forward the actual DNS and retrieve the data. It almost works like a proxy where it caches this information. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, cool.